Hello, Goddess, and welcome to this week's Super Sign Sunday. My name is Rachelle Richard, and I am the founder, CEO, and self-love empowerment coach here at Empowerment Experiences, where we look for and find our power all along this, which is our crazy, often excruciating, often feeling like we are literally feeling our way through the dark kind of journey, right? Especially on a healing twin flames journey, which is a self-love empowerment journey on steroids. And that has never been more true in my own life than this last month. And it's been, we're all going and growing through so much right now, Goddess. So I want you to hold space for yourself. It's okay to be angry, to be upset. You've got to feel those feelings. Don't suppress them. Don't excuse me, don't hide them away from yourself. And I just saw 111, which has definitely been a number starting to come up again. I find I'm probably going to be hitting pause a few times throughout this reading today because, yeah, the allergies are trying to ramp up again. After leaving the door open on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, grateful for the gorgeous breeze that we had here in the Phoenix Valley. However, because we don't have 4 seasons of weather, we actually have like 4 seasons of allergies as a result of all of that wind blowing pollen things around. I woke up yesterday morning going, great, the joy of living in the desert, at least this one anyway. So that said, we're on an adventure today. We are on an adventure. It's been very much a test of practicing the pivots and allowing myself to be where I am. And again, you are being asked the same, Goddess, to allow yourself to be where you are, to not be judging, to not be beating yourself up, even when you may not feel, in your best energetic state. Like again, having all this allergies and especially the cough and the drainage from my sinuses have really thrown my equilibrium off, thrown my center of balance out of whack. And that's because we are being asked to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because we're not going back to the way the world was. That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And we, as especially twin flames, we're here to ensure the new earth that is coming out of all of this. And all of that new has to begin within ourselves. This is why the twin flame journey is a self-love empowerment journey amplified, because you better believe in order for you to grow stronger, if you have any attachment to something, that will be pulled away from you. So you can learn detachment. It kind of feels maybe opposite to our egos in the sense of I asked for, you showing me I asked for support, but then you took this away. However, through showing me that I was supported, you took away something but showed me, here though, I am supporting you. You are supported in this way. It's lately, there's just so much, there's just like energy on that puppy. There's just so much happening. And like I said, I really encourage you, Goddess, to take it moment by moment. Like I said, let yourself be where you are. Hold that space for yourself. I know for me, again, it's been keeping anxiety in check, because fear, anxiety is amplified fear. right? Not allowing myself to feed into the fear energy that is ruling this planet right now, and has actually for millennia. And fear is an absence of love. There is no love in fear. You can't say I did it for someone else because I love them and I don't want them to get sick. It means that you are afraid of them getting sick too. So it's fake love masking fear. And that's what's happening now, is we are being asked to really see beyond what we think we're seeing within ourselves, in our own lives. And there's a reason why this is coming up right now, especially in my own world. Do you feel like you're not really very supported? I mean, be honest with yourself, goddess. When it feels like everything is crumbling and everything that you love has been ripped away from you and is being ripped away from you, it's very challenging to feel supported. But it's in that time that we are being shown that we are supported, because the moment those things fall away, boom, the safety net does appear. We are the ones who have to let go of, again, that need to control things and surrender and trust the journey and allow ourselves to receive this support. Oh, excuse me. Whew. Woo. There's a deep meaning for why I developed this cough, and especially the sinus drainage, so a wet cough. Ooh. And we dive into that in my coaching when I am working with an individual. If you have underlying health symptoms that you just can't quite get beyond, book a session. Even a 30-minute session with me will do wonders in creating that clarity that you have been seeking, so you can finally create the change, so you create something different in your life. But that's what it is, again, to allow yourself to have that support. I know for myself, I've been pushing away, again, my ego, my trauma, my wounds have been in that space of really feeling not supported, right, with everything that has transpired, not just this month, but these last almost 2 years. Excuse me. But this isn't, I know, just for me. It's definitely for you too. Because what do we do, goddess? Do you do it? Do you say, no, I got it? Or if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. Or, by you not allowing yourself to receive an outside perspective or outside support, that's you sabotaging your forward movement in your self-love empowerment journey, in your twin flame journey. So it is about being gentle with yourself, being kind, allowing yourself to receive, not beating yourself up, being patient with yourself, being patient with, again, if you have some physical expressions happening within your body, because especially after these last almost 2 years with the energies and the programming, the prevalent programming, the predominant programming saying, oh my God, you're gonna get sick. Well, it's all energy. If you're tuned into being in a state of dis-ease, then a state of dis-ease is exactly what will manifest. You don't actually contract things. You set your point of attraction to it and you manifest them. So yeah, and it makes absolutely perfect sense when you understand frequency and energy. So, wow, all of this is really about allowing yourself to receive, to be supported, to tune in to what you need. And again, allow yourself to receive that. And these things are greatly cultivated through this. Yesterday, I didn't even get online. I stayed on my couch with my kitty kids. Did have to get the ice pack for my sinuses yesterday because they were not happy. Yeah, so I spent the day in self-love and self-care, and that's why I'm able to record this today. I mean, I'm not 100% obviously. However, because I doted on myself yesterday and I said, I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want anybody else's energy right now. I'm going to just hunker down and give myself this day. I did. And my pretty girl, she was great. She was great all day, making sure mommy had a lap partner there. Because this, again, had I not taken this sanctuary, I most likely wouldn't be sitting here recording this right now. You probably wouldn't have gotten a Super Sign Sunday. And I'm not going to deny, Goddess, that it didn't cross my mind yesterday that, oh dear, might have to announce that there won't be a Super Sign Sunday, manifesting Super Sign Sunday. Because it is what excites me. Doing these, being in service to all of you, knowing that I'm not alone in this excruciating journey that we're all on. Self-love empowerment, or especially this healing twin flames journey. That bitch is excruciating, I know. And right now, feeling as though we don't live in a world, this is what my ego is telling me now, that we don't live in a world of dreams. That's the old world. That one's gone. And we live in a world of shattered dreams now, the new world order of shattered dreams. And I'm just like, oh, would you just stop? Let's just stop and not feed that timeline, because that is why we're all here, is to liberate humanity from that timeline of complete and total tyranny globally, which is very much the path we're on. If you look at the big picture, if you actually see what's going on around the world, I mean, they literally have concentration camps in Australia right now, and it's this fact. It's coming from people living it. The news won't tell you. It won't tell you at all. But that just shows how corrupt the matrix is, and why some of us, me in particular, have never been quite able to plug into the matrix, because it is a virus to my system. It's a virus to my own soul of knowing how oppressive the system itself is, right? But then realizing that we came here, we chose to come here for this, that we do have support. But we've got to be the ones to allow ourselves to see that, regardless of any aspect of our journey. Any aspect of our journey. That's the greatest challenge, is allowing yourself to see. Letting yourself see. So, be gentle and patient with yourself. Take that time to really connect with yourself and focus on what lights you up, because I agree with a lot of truly awakened light workers, because there are those being manipulated by the matrix, but there are those that see the bigger picture. And we're all agreeing that it will get dark before it becomes light, unless more wake up to the reality of this false reality we're living. So, that said, whew, in that space, I'm gonna pause a moment and actually clear my sinuses. I'll be back. But you won't notice I was gone that long. Give me a moment. There we go. Now I feel like I can breathe a little bit better. Yay! Because oxygen is the breath of life here. Must have oxygen. No suffocating allowed, okay? All right, that said, because yes, I know for certain that one of the biggest ways that we do shine our lights here, right? Which, again, it's okay. I mean, it's important even that you explore that darkness within you, that you allow that to be expressed for a moment. I mean, in a controlled space, right? And I know for certain, for me, when I, again, feel imbalanced physically, that definitely creates an imbalance emotionally, energetically, mentally. And you're more prone to feeling powerless and feeling as though life is happening to you and you're at the mercy of it. Believe me, I have felt that a bit too. But all of this, I know all of this, because when you feel powerless, like I mentioned at the beginning of this, that's showing you the path to finding your power. Because only through feeling powerless do you go, wait a minute, I don't have power here. I want to feel like I have power here. So what do I got to do to feel empowered? Right? It is in this contrast that we get the answer. We get what we're looking for. I want to feel supported. I want to feel loved. We have to go through these things until we allow ourselves to see that we are supported, that we are loved. Yeah. So, I know one of the biggest ways of doing that is through gratitude. Being grateful for what is a blessing in your life, what are blessings in your life, especially in this corporatized collection of holiday season that I really am not a fan of. Doing that whole family thing, the karmic family thing, was never my thing. And the moment I took my power back from that and said, I will no longer participate in this, I have the best holidays when I spend the day to myself. And I actually, my OG soul sister, we were just talking about that the other day. And she said, do you want to know my favorite Christmas? I was like, what? She said it was when I got to stay at your house by myself. And I was like, what? And many years ago, I want to say 8-9 years ago, she had come out to visit and she was staying with me. And I flew back. It was probably the last time I ever flew back. Not the last, the second to last. And I flew back to my karmic family, and she got to stay by herself in peace and tranquility. And she was like, oh my gosh, that was so amazing. None of the pressure, none of the drama. And it's incredible that we continue to perpetuate things that we think we need to just because it's tradition. But they didn't used to be tradition. It became one. Kind of like forced marriage in Hinduism. Just baffles me. Just baffles me. It's like, yeah. Oof. Oof. And this card right now. Mothering yourself. This is exactly where we are, Goddess. Mothering yourself. This is exactly what you do when you don't feel well, when you feel imbalanced, when it even feels like you're just feeling out of sorts, that you're not necessarily maybe having allergies or maybe your back doesn't hurt, but those kinds of things. You're in that space of going, I just feel odd. I feel out of sorts. I don't feel quite right. That's more than enough for you to pause and say, okay, what is the most loving thing I can do for myself in this moment? Because it is nobody else's responsibility to mother me. It's mine. And especially when we have, again, generations of detrimental mothering that's taken place. We have to be the ones to reparent ourselves. It's our responsibility for the future of this world, of this planet. So say yes to you. This is where we are, Goddess. It's time to say yes to you. To feel better, to feel good about yourself and your life, and especially in this present moment. To just say yes. Say yes to letting you feel good and enjoy. Again, enjoy this journey. Saying yes to the support, saying yes to being gentle, saying yes to being patient, saying yes to taking this time to go inward and focus on yourself, saying yes to doing the things that excite you. Because when you allow for all of this, you come home to you, then this is the soul space. What excites you, what lights you up. It liberates you from that dark space inside. It shows you that you are the light. Because when you are lit up, then, hello, you're shining your light. So start saying yes to you. Start really, truly allowing yourself. And I know it very much feels like we are constantly being reminded of this. It's because, Goddess, you have spent, we, right, have spent our entire lives self-sacrificing, meaning putting everybody else first, people-pleasing. Sacrificial love has been the name of the game because of the perpetuation of these stories and religions that sacrificial love is the way to go. Yet, can we look at humanity and kind of say, well, none of this is really working for us. It's actually just, in my mind, I'm like, religion is division, period. That's what it is. But when you can come home to you and be in that space of connectedness and see each and every other being as a soul, there's no need for dogma, no need for limiting beliefs, because we realize that we are the ones that limit ourselves, not the universe. The ego will say that the universe is doing this to me, but the soul knows the truth. See, even I don't like to hear what my higher self has to say sometimes. Where I've been, I'm like, yeah. Oh, okay. I'm feeling these cards and I'm kind of like, do we want to know a message from the Divine Masculine? And again, these are coming through now because of where I've been led in my own journey. Again, it is not about obsessing over our counterpart at all. That is attachment. It's about letting go and tuning into simply the Divine Masculine energy that is not only your divine counterpart, but is the Divine Masculine energies collectively that are cheering on the Divine Feminine energies as we are rising and thriving, because this new way of mothering is up to us. I mean, when mothers force their children to enter into marriage against their will, that's not love, just so they can maintain a certain social status or social position. That's not love. That's all ego. That's all ego. And of course, it's all rooted in their religion, which is all ego. It's been so mind-boggling to be watching anything and everything transpiring these last 2 years in my life, in his life, and of course in the world as a whole. So mind-boggling. But this is again where we are, is that all of these systems that snuff, that not just diminish and dim the lights of so many souls on this planet, but so often snuff them out. And we're here to change all of that. All of it. And I know the Divine Masculine definitely knows that we are a light. Because the wounded masculine energy, which so many of us feminines feel and operate from, because we've been taught, right, to be alpha, to be in control of everything, to take care of everything, that we're not in that heart space. We get caught up in that space of operating from our pain place, obligation, and again, needing to please a society, please our parents, please our governments, please. No, this acquiescence of power. Right now, we're all joking that this is an IQ test on the global population. And holy moly, most are failing the IQ test. It's pretty mind-boggling. But that's why, again, what is going on here? What is going on? Oh, it's telling me to record. Well, I am recording. Here we go. That's great. I'm ahead of the game. I digress, goddess. It's been mighty challenging. There's been so much of these energies intensifying, and just for me, I feel like the walls are closing in, and I do not like that. I become a mama bear backed into a corner. Yeah, not pretty. So I'm kind of at that riled up space again, where it's just like, if we don't stop, if people don't wake up, then we will end up trapped in this timeline of complete and total oppressive tyranny globally. It's just mind-boggling. I digress. Woof. Divine Masculine is like, yo, Rachelle, hocus pocus focus. Holy moly, like we got a deck. So he's got a lot to say, or the Divine Masculine has a lot to say. And holy moly, of course, my favorite tree. Aside from the smell of cedar wood, like if I could have the cedar wood smell in a willow tree, oh God. Oh, that's my kind of heaven there. But it is about being flexible with what is happening right now, because we are all in a place where none of humanity has ever been. None of us have ever been where we are right now, in this current condition of manipulation and mind fuckery that we're all in right now. But in the realm of possibility, all things are possible. Excuse me. And it is about being flexible with what is coming, being adaptable, being able to allow what comes. Because you see, as divine feminines, and this is what the Divine Masculine is saying, is we have to be in control of ourselves. And by being flexible, we allow for the outside world, including your Divine Masculine, to be and do what they're gonna do. But you focus on you, and you just flow with whatever the hell's happening. All right? Because it is about that growth. That is why you came here. That's what this is about. And that, by you shifting into being flexible and letting go and taking your power back from external stimuli, that's major growth there. So it's about focusing on what excites you, focusing on what feels good. Excuse me, not feeding into the timeline that they are working so hard to pull us into. But it's because of those of us who are the resistance that we're not. So mind-boggling. But it gets to be so challenging, because I can't. For me, it triggers so much of when I had given all of my power away to my drug dealer pimp and all of the Johns and the drugs and all of it, only to be taking it back and become a self-love empowerment coach, and then lo and behold, boom, a twin flame journey. And now, oh, by the way, new world order in effect. Here's global tyranny for you. Show me your papers. You know, it's like, wait a minute. I didn't go through all of that just to end up in this. And so for me, it's challenging watching, devastatingly so, watching people just blindly give away power. And so I know I need to shift that focus. And this is what we're being asked to do, Goddess. This is how we are here to be the change. We pivot, we shift our focus to what we are creating, not what we don't want. And that's how miracles happen. You focus on miracles, miracles happen. You say miracles don't happen, then miracles are not going to happen. You pinch yourself off. Just like we tend to pinch ourselves off from our divine counterparts, because subconsciously we don't feel we're worthy. We don't feel that it's going to work out because, like, for me, you know, so the world's shut down and he's on the other side of the world. And oh, by the way, yeah, he was just forced into a not court legal, but still it's a religious, again, it was just a religious ceremony. However, it's very challenging to now continue to believe in that miracle that I have been asking for. So that is why, again, we have sanctuary, we have the refuge card. The divine masculine is even agreeing with and affirming in support of that right now it is time to just take that refuge, to go within, to stop. Don't watch the news, first of all. Do not watch the mainstream media, just don't. I am so tired of watching the lies. It's unreal. But that's the point, is, again, it's teaching us, what are you giving your focus to? Are you giving your power outside of you, or are you calling it back? Are you calling it in? Are you taking that refuge and saying, nope, 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 I'm gonna mother myself? And you know what? Just like what we have to do with children, all of a sudden I'm seeing Siren Head. I didn't even know what the hell that thing was until, excuse me, 4-year-old Kobe put it on the YouTube. And I am not surprised he would have nightmares about that. Okay, so we have to be the mother and say, no, you cannot watch that show because you are manifesting that fear into your life. So if anything is causing you fear, pivot, get off that timeline and raise your vibration up to love. Because remember, fear is an absence of love. And you can even see the emotional frequency scale and see the proof of this. Fear is a 100 frequency, love is a 500 frequency. Two entirely different, like they might as well be two different planets, yo, because they are. 5D is love. 3D is fear. Which do you choose? You've got to take that refuge. You've got to calm your own chaos. You've got to allow for order from your own chaos within yourself first in order for there to be order in your outside world. It has to begin within. Know that your soul family, your spirit family, you are supported, goddess, and your divine masculine is cheering you on as well. Divine masculine, not wounded, not his ego. All right, because I know for a lot of us, our wounded, our ego, woo, masculines have definitely dug themselves a deeper hole in the matrix, so to speak, and their karmic cycles, their karmic lessons, right? But this is why we tune in to the family that is around us and within us, being our own mother. I admit, you know, for a minute, I was in such a state of devastation that I was even telling my guides and especially my ancestors, like, don't you put this shit on me. Leave me alone. I was telling everybody, just leave me alone. I do not feel like you're supporting me. Leave me alone. But that is my little inner girl feeling absolutely alone, like she did growing up. And so since that's her comfort zone, feeling that, well, everybody does leave, so you might as well go ahead and go. It's like, oh my goodness. And we're transcending that. This is why right now you're going to find that you are experiencing lessons, cycles, karmic cycles, lesson pattern, excuse me, lesson patterns that are coming up that, again, lately have felt like they're going further and further and further back in your life. And things are coming up and you're kind of going, whoa, that's like a flashback to 20 years ago. What the hell? It's because right now, all this chaos, all the timelines, we are in this vortex, so to speak, right now. We're in this energetic landfill, it feels like, right? Of all of the madness, I guess you could say, that has been the virus inflicted upon humanity for millennia in the space of teaching us that we're separate, that we're different from each other, perpetuating this division instead of the reality that we are one human race. And I know so many of us came into this world this way, knowing this and never quite understanding why people have to be so judgmental of a person's skin color, or this religion's gonna kill that religion. It's just so I'm at the point where anything that perpetuates any division, that is not aligned with love. Because division isn't love. Connection is love. And if there's division, then how is there connection? Right? And so all of this that is happening right now within ourselves, in this world, we are in such an intense, transcendent time. And that's why it does feel intense, which again, all the way back here to allowing yourself to receive that support, allowing yourself to be loved, right? Being kind with yourself, being patient, taking that time for refuge, going within and tuning into yourself, and really, again, being really honest with yourself. What do I need? What is the most loving thing that I can do right now to soothe this hurt, to ease this despair, to calm the chaos of feeling hopeless and helpless and powerless? How can I look for and find my power in this moment? What can I focus on that is going to allow me to feel empowered? Because that is how we look for and find our power, is by asking these simple, pivoting questions. It's always on where you're looking. It's always where you're looking. So stop looking there and look over there. Wow. So we had the 111, which we know. Excuse me. Let me clear my throat here. Hold that thought. Okay. Clear my throat. I'm just telling you. The joys of allergies, and just a surface thing when it comes to allergies. Allergies, an allergic reaction is the body's way of screaming, invader, intruder, alert, attack, whatever it is, right? And so this is our body's natural defense system when it feels as though it's being invaded by an intruder. And when it comes to the spiritual perspective of that, we can experience an allergic reaction to anything. It's not just like my easiest allergy per se is pollen. That's the easiest allergy in my life. It's like, oh, there's some pollen buds. It's like really stop. It's almost like the visual in my mind was a pollen bud going, oh, here you go. Here I am. I'm like, oh. So, but the spiritual meaning underlying the allergy is, again, what aspect are you being asked to step into? What new version of self are you being asked to step into that you are resisting? In what way is your ego, because that's what this would be, right? Is your ego screaming, intruder, intruder, intruder? Where's my affirmation or my angel numbers? All right, 111. And see, again, right? Focus. I already tell you, awareness of thoughts. Thoughts become things. And this is twin flame awakening number, aligning your vision, increasing powers of rapid manifestation. Look, transform into the true you. It's time for you to come home to union within, right? Now with that, I wanted to, because I didn't do Thankful to Thrive Thursday just because of where I was. Oh, I'm so drained with these allergies, because they really kicked up on Monday after I spent, I think 7 hours outside nonstop. I went to 2 different parks, and then little Cobster and I, he's 4.5, he's got little training wheels on his little bicycle. And so of course he wanted to go bike riding, and I'm like, of course, Shell's gonna get in some exercise. Let's go, buddy. And so we walked and we walked and we walked for, okay, I say we walked. I walked, he rode through the neighborhood there where he's at, and we actually met his mom as we were coming back down the street to the house. And so she was riding alongside of us. You know, it was fun. It was so great. She's like, keep going, keep it up, get it. It was so great. It was so wonderful. But I ran a little ways, so that heavier breathing also just pulled more and more and more pollen into my lungs, into my sinuses, and again, especially in my lungs. So this week it's like, okay, note to self, take your lemon, lavender, and peppermint every day, even after you get better, especially when you live out here in the desert, because holy moly mackerel. 5, 4, 3. Ooh. I'm intrigued to see. Oh, I like that. 5, 4, 3. I'm intrigued to see. I'm always all about my ramens. Be your true self, live accordingly. Oh. Like I'm talking about the allergies, right? Stepping into next version of self. Are you experiencing in any way, like I said, an allergic reaction to anything? Honesty, integrity, dependability, versatility, self-expression. Allow your creativity to be expressed in any way you desire. Look, this is the passion. This is the passion card right here, all right? Personal freedom. You attract who you are, so be aligned with what you desire. Be open to receive opportunities aligned with your passions. I love doing these so much, because I love, especially when these angel numbers, as random as they are, poof, there they are. And especially when, like, lately we had so much mirroring, which here we go, right? Mirroring from the divine masculine messages coming through. All right, and then after last week, waiting, you know, not feeling as though I wasn't feeling the divine masculine for our Super Sign Sunday last week, and we ended up, oh, it was so worth the wait for Twin Flame Tuesday. Holy moly, it was amazing. So I really encourage you to go back and check that one out. That was awesome, Twin Flame Tuesday last week. We even had the number 17 that came, and it fully aligned with those cards. But that said, I know, dear Goddess, it is challenging. And I want to point out, I just caught 902 on the little, because when I hit my reset, not reset, but it's called lap on my stopwatch here, it makes the big one for the total time, and then beneath it is the small. I'll just show you. And so it was just 902. Excuse me, I'm so over this, like so over this. And I know 902 is find your brave. Find your brave right now. It is inside you. Feel your courage. Feel that courageous in you. There's no such thing as mistakes, only lessons on the way to success. You are here to make the world a better place. And you do that by being your true self. You came here with a purpose, on purpose. You are braver than you believe. So just say yes. Say yes to, especially now, as crazy as some dreams can sound when it feels like we'll never be free again. Free to travel the world, free to really truly come together with our fellow man around the world. No, to perpetuate this separation and division. No, it's up to us to transcend this illusion of separation. And this is why in the twin flame journey, the greatest challenge is transcending the illusion of separation with your counterpart. No such thing as coincidence, Goddess. That said, I thank you so much for joining me in this. I appreciate you so very much, as I know I have been clearing and healing and purging so much. Again, that's what, like I said, this physical expression is going on because I'm doing some deep work right now these past couple weeks. Things coming up that, yeah, you kind of have to, right? And I do know that from that comes such beautiful, beautiful things, beautiful passions, right? It's clearing away the chaos so this can really flow. And like I've said, there's so much amazing on the way. I definitely still have, of course, my Empowered with Rachelle All Access Pass. We are about to dive into detachment, big time in that. That can probably take a whole year if we really wanted to spend a year on that. But that's where we are looking at next. If you would like to join on a free experience just to try it out, comment below and I will give you those details and we'll make it happen so you can join us in the very, very empowering path of detachment, especially when it comes to your twin flame. That said, dear goddess, this is Rachelle Richard thanking you so much for joining me on this journey, for sharing in this journey with me. I am here to remind you, just as I remind myself, that the power is in your hands. It really, really is, even when it feels like it isn't. Because I promise you, that power, it's inside you. You're connected to it, and nothing and nobody can ever sever you from that power, from that truth, from that source that's always supporting you. Namaste.